Okay, so now we've got part C, or question 1, May, June 2017. C part 1 is a typical reverse percentage finding the original quantity question. No, actually, that's part 2. Part 1 is expressing a number as a fraction of another number, expressing A as a fraction of B. So here you're going to find $24.75 as a fraction of $70. Okay, so you're going to make a fraction out of these numbers, and the one after of is always the denominator. So your $70 is the denominator, and your 24.75 is your numerator. So we're going to make this in its simplest form. I mean, nowadays with your calculator, it's not such a big deal, but in the past you'd say, okay, let's make these make sure that they're both whole numbers. So you're going to multiply the numerator by 100, multiply the denominator by 100, and then you try to reduce it down, see what goes into it, 25 or whatever numbers. But now you can just simply take your calculator and you can put the numbers in your calculator. So you can put here 24.75. You can just even do this divided by 70, and it will give you the number 99 out of 280. Okay, so make sure I put the right numbers in. Yes, 99 over 280. That will give you in its simplest form. So you got 99 over 280. It said express it as a fraction. It doesn't say express it as a percentage, so you leave it like that. Okay. Let's get some water. Part 2. It says 24.75 is the sale price after reducing the original price. So this is a classic, what's the name, reverse percentage finding the original price. Okay, so this is the sale price after reducing the original price by 10%. Okay, so again, I reiterate, do not make the classic mistake that many students make, where they think, I've got to take 10% of this and add it to this. No. Okay, the 10% that was reduced is 10% not of this, but 10% of the original price. 10% of the original price is a different amount than 10% of the 24.75. If you increase this by 10%, it won't be the same number as reducing the sale price, the original price, by 10%, because they're different values. 10% of one number, like 10% of 12, won't give you the same as 10% of 10. It'll be different. So you can't do that method. Many people, they use that method, and that's wrong. Okay, it's not like when you increase something that you know that it's 10, for example, and you increase it by 10%. Okay, you find 10% of it and add it to it. That's fine. But when you don't know the original value and you want to reduce, its value by 10%, you can't do that in that same way. Okay, because you don't know what it is. So what you have to do, you can do it in 2 ways. I personally prefer this way. I say, okay, this is before and this is after. Okay, I'm trying to find an amount that was before the reduction. It was a reduction, and its new price is 24.75. Okay, before we say that's 100%. After, it's reduced by 10%. If it's reduced by 10%, it's going to be 100 minus 10%, which is 90%. Okay, so now it's 90% of what it was, and then you can just simply cross multiply. 24.75 times 100 over 90, and that will give you your answer. Okay, alternatively you could say, okay, I know that it's been reduced by 10%, so now it's 90% of what it was. Say 90% of what it was, we don't know, X is the new price, 24.75. So you can say 0.9 times X equals 24.75. So X will be 24.75 divided by 0.9. It's exactly the same as this, okay? They'll give you exactly the same answers. So we got 24.75 divided by 0.9. That gives you 27.5. So 27.5. Now, as this is currency and the answer comes out as a number which is not an integer, okay, we must add a 0 to it to make it 2 decimal places. If it came out as 27, I would leave it as 27 because it's an integer, an exact answer. If it comes out as 27.5, even though that's an exact answer, as its currency, you have to add a 0 to make it 2 decimal places. Okay, so for currency, if the answer is not an integer, then you must round to 2 decimal places, even if it's an exact answer like 27.5. Okay, if it was anything else, if it was like an angle or a length or anything else, we just leave it as 27.5. Okay, part D. Now D is something slightly kind of newish, okay, from what I've noticed. So after 1 year, the value of Annie's car has reduced by 70%. I will do part D in the next video, actually. Okay, I'll do part D in the next video.